many of you watched the Olympics a couple of years ago? The Summer Olympics? Okay, did you see any of the track meets? Some of y'all did? Okay. Well, if you look behind me, you will see an Olympian.
Be good for yourself. And I'm going to tell you my story of how I carried pride in every decision I made from when I was in 6th grade to when I'm standing right here in front of you. And so my title of this presentation is called Olympic-Sized Perseverance. And that's just because perseverance is going to be the foundation of your life. From trying to, bouncing back from failing a test to making an A on the next test, from avoiding the peer pressure and, maintaining your self-esteem through these adolescent years. And right now, and it started early for me with success. I was on a high, and I was 2-time school champion in track and field, 55 meters, 300 meters. I was a state champion. I had the state record for Maryland. And so, things were looking really good for me. But not only that, I was an honor roll student. And my mom always instilled in me the importance of balance and understanding that you have to control your life by saying, keep your options. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket saying, oh, I just want to do dance, or I just want to do music, and that's all it is. But if you don't keep the balance of your education and your academics, then it's not going to pan out the way you need it to be, because you need that as your foundation. And so after keeping my good grades, I received a full scholarship to the University of South Carolina. And I was able to receive that full scholarship because of my grades. And now I got a full scholarship in track and field. So I was able to go to school for free, but still do what I wanted to do, which was running. But again, that was because I kept that balance in school. Once I was in school, I was a 3-time All-American, which meant I was top 8 in the country. And so I graduated from college, and I graduated with honors, but I had an injury. And that meant that I couldn't go on with my other teammates and continue to run professionally at that time just because of my injuries. And I went to graduate school. And in graduate school, my major was advertising and communications. And so I was able to focus on that, and I went on to New York City to work at a big advertising agency. And I kept that option open because, the track doors, those closed at the time. In my personal life, I had things going on. I was about to get married and thinking I had everything going on with that relationship and working in New York. But as soon as I moved to New York, it didn't go as planned. And for me, my relationship didn't work. And even though you guys are too young to be thinking about relationships, yes, too young. So never limit yourself, never limit your peers, because you never know what you can grow into. And I quit my job. And so here comes the point in your life where you're going to have to make that leap of faith and just the integrity in who you are. What do you look at yourself as? How do you imagine yourself? When you close your eyes, what's your vision of your future? And so I quit my job, and I moved down here to North Carolina to pursue training. And it was just really about, going against all odds. This was the point where I started to train, and it was really about committing or quit. And when I say this, mediocrity is just really a waste of your time. If you're not going to really absorb yourself into what you're doing, then you're going to waste everybody's time, including yours. When I go and look in the mirror and look at myself, impossible is nothing. So what I did was my body didn't know how to think anything else, but impossible was nothing. So I trained my body to understand only success. I didn't know what failure was. So I couldn't fail because my body didn't even know how to acknowledge that. The discipline. Here we are with the word pride, the discipline that's involved. What are you doing daily? Physically, I had to wake up every morning at 7 in the morning to go to the weight room for 2 hours. I had to change what I was eating. I had to be on a strict nutritional plan, the vitamins, my supplements, what I was eating. And I was 2007 World Championships, made it to the World Championships, and I got a gold medal, and I'll let you guys see. But after all that hard work, this was the gold medal that we won in World Championships. So we were the fastest team in the world that year. And, oh, thank you. you know, my mom could look at me and say, you know, you did something that I couldn't do. And that was one of the biggest impacts that I had, that my mom, I didn't even know that about my mom, that when she looks at me, I'm the person that she called me her hero, because she didn't have the courage to quit a job to go after her dream, or she didn't have the discipline to, you know, do what it takes to achieve a goal when you commit to something, or the integrity to stay clean, because drugs in a sport is, you know, an issue, and drugs out of sport is an issue as well. So running on the circuit is what we call it. It's for professional track and field athletes. We run in Europe from May to September, and we, you know, we make money through sponsorships, and then we get prize money. So you get prize money for whatever place that you finish, 1st through 8th, and it depends. And you get to go from country to country. So not only like with my sport, like with your arts, it opens doors for you beyond things that you would even imagine. You know, I got to see over 20 different countries in one season, just running in France, Sweden, Japan, China, the continent, South America, and Brazil, San Salvador, just different places, you know, so everything opens doors beyond. I made the team. And in 2008, the Olympic trials, I ran a PR. I don't know if you guys know 100-meter times, but it's 67 girls ever in the history of the sport to run under 11 seconds. And I joined the club that year. I ran 10:97, and I made the U.S. Olympic team, finishing 6th in the USA. And after those 2 years of just really like waking up every day, changing my regimen, going to practice, mentally, the faith, the prayers, my family support, my family belief, just everything accumulated in that moment of just gratefulness. And I found out that I had a back injury, and I ended up having surgery earlier this year. So I had back surgery. I had a herniated disc. I don't think any of you know what that is, but you shouldn't, because you're too young to understand those type of back injuries. But you know, I had surgery this year on my back, and not only that, but because I couldn't run, I couldn't hold up to my sponsorship contract, so I had to lose my sponsorships. And I mean, that even with your family, and you know, it might be, you might look at your parents one day, or your cousin, and look at your situation and say, why? And sometimes that answer is not going to always be, I mean, that question is not going to always be answered. But again, you have to fall back on the point that it's just this time, and you'll get that answer in due time, or you may not. But the point is just that you have to keep moving forward. And so, like, when you're in these type of pressures where you really don't understand what's going on, that's where the poor decisions kind of come out of, and that's where you really have to buckle down into your character and really take, again, the perseverance, the integrity of who I am, the discipline of who I am. And, you know, the respect for who I am, the excellence in who I am, and understand I'm more than this moment. You know, I'm more than this. You're more than this moment. You're more than what you're going through at this point. And so, you know, you don't make the poor decisions because of what you think your life is so bad, or you're going through this bad moment. And, you know, that's when the pressure comes in, the drugs, the peer pressure, and the self-esteem. And again, just understand, like, even if it's money issues, you know, like, it's not meant for you just to go out there and make those quick decisions. You just really need to step back, you know, take a break, and just, you know, slow down for a moment and really think about the consequences, about what your action and your decision. All it takes is that one choice, and that one bad choice, to change the path of your life. Because let me tell you, the difference between character and reputation. Reputation, that's what other people dictate. That's what other people's opinions dictate, what they perceive you as. That's your reputation. Your character, you have control of that. Understand that you control your character. As long as you control your character, that's what you think about every day. You know who you are. Take pride in who you are. Leave your legacy, as in what Sallie B. Howard wanted you to leave your legacy as. That's the reason why she started this school, for you to have the opportunity to leave your legacy.